Okay, everyone, I'm going to be talking about Urban Legend, one of the main movies that tried to copy Scream back in the late 90s. Does this really deserve the hate it got a long time ago? Well, just watch the review and you shall find out right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1998 slasher flick, Urban Legend, directed by Jamie Blanks, and written by Silvio Hora. The film, which was originally released by TriStar and produced by Phoenix Pictures. The film stars Jared Leto, Alicia Witt, Rebecca Gayheart, and Tara Reid. Now, the plot focuses on a series of murders on the campus of a private New England university, all of which appear to be modeled after popular urban legends. In addition to its younger cast, it also features supporting performances from Loretta Devine and John Neville, as well as Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, and the voice of Chucky, Brad Dourif. Now, while the film did factually okay and all, making $72 million, the film was generally dissed by the critics. It's been credited by both cinema and folklore scholars as being one of the first major films to redistribute the urban legends and folklore depicted within it to the public. So, here we go. Now, we start out with student Michelle Mancini. Now, she's on the road in a storm, and she's about out of gas, and as she's listening to Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart, and she arrives at this old gas station where she encounters this guy who runs it named Michael McDonald. That's Brad Dourif's character. Well, apparently, he's giving her maybe like a warning or something, and as he tricks her into thinking the credit card company needs to talk to her and what have you. Well, anyway, after she manages to get away, she is soon encountered by a mysterious stranger in the back seat of her car, who eventually decapitates her. Well, the next day at the campus coffee shop, this guy named Parker regales friends Natalie and Brenda with a story about a massacre that occurred in Stanley Hall, an abandoned dormitory. Now, journalism student Paul discredits this as an urban legend, and news of Michelle's murder quickly spreads the following day. But anyway, campus police officer Reese and Dean Adams seem determined to bury the story. Now, however, I will tell you that soon after this, Damon, a jokester fraternity member, who is played by Joshua Jackson, who, of course, was best known for his role as Charlie in the Mighty Ducks trilogy, and also on TV's Dawson's Creek, which actually reminds me, one scene we actually get to hear a tiny bit of that show's theme song, which of course was Paula Cole's "I Don't Wanna Wait." Well, let's see. He attempts to console Natalie, who is notably disturbed by the murder. In his parked car out Bluff later on, he rejects his sexual advances. And when he goes outside to take a whiz, he's attacked by an assailant in a hooded parka who hangs him from a tree. So Natalie flees to retrieve help, but she's unaware that Damon's body and car have disappeared when she returns without Reid. Well, actually, after she's trying to pull away, she doesn't know that the rope holding Damon is attached to the back of his car. But anyway, Parker and his girlfriend Sasha assure Natalie that Damon has pranked her. Now, later on, Natalie's goth roommate Tosh, who is played by Danielle Harris of Halloween 4 and 5, and of course Rob Zombie's 2 Halloween movies, who recently had a birthday not so long ago. And of course, I think, give me a second, folks, because I just need a little information. Okay, let me see now. Who actually, the same year this movie came out, she actually got in voicing Debbie Thornberry on Nickelodeon's cartoon series The Wild Thornberrys. As a matter of fact, I thought she did. I just wasn't sure. Forgive me for doing some little research there. Soon, she's strangled to death by the killer while Natalie sleeps, thinking she's hit off with some other dude having a little sex. So, soon Natalie finds her body the next morning, along with a message scrawled in blood on the wall. About turn the lights on? Yeah. Does this remind me of Scream? Well, as a matter of fact, it does. And that's kind of one of the reasons why, a real reason why critics diss this one, because it was sort of compared to Scream, making only the second movie to do that next to I Know What You Did Last Summer, which came out the previous year, but which, of course, Urban Legend came out in 1998, where that same year we also got the sequel to that one, which was I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which I believe that came out before this, actually. Anyway, back to the story. Distraught by this, Natalie confides to Brenda that Michelle was her friend in high school, and that the two had received probation for causing a fatal car accident after driving with their headlights turned off and pursuing the first driver who flashed them. And I do mean flash the headlights, okay? Paul, meanwhile, investigates local urban legends and discovers that the Stanley Hall massacre was in fact real, and Professor Wexler, who's the professor of psychology, was its only survivor. And that's, of course, Robert Englund's character. Now, Dean Adams, as he's about to leave, he encounters the killer and is murdered in the campus parking garage as the killer, releases the parking brake and it hits him, but he falls on those like razor spikes like they have that cause severe tire damage if you go the wrong way. And yeah. Get to see some blood, but not a whole lot. That's kind of a slight negative I have with the movie. But this is the first time I've seen it in a long time, okay, people, so bear with me. Anyway, Reese later finds Wexler's office is in disarray and covered in blood. Meanwhile, however, Natalie, Brenda, and Sasha attend a fraternity party coinciding the massacre's 25th anniversary. Oh yeah, another factual scene that's, part of the movie that's sort of similar to the party in Scream. During the party, Parker is incapacitated by the killer in the bathroom, and the killer dunks his head in the can, and then puts like a big metal tube with a funnel and pours down pop rocks, which that's what Wexler got Damon to do with Pepsi. I know that's kind of dangerous, but however, used bathroom chemicals, drain cleaner down his throat, and oh my gosh, yeah, believe me, if you did, I mean, that's only the second type of kill with bathroom cleaner I know of. The only other one I can think of was the kill that hooker in Magnum Force. You know, the secondary Harry movie. Anyway, later on, Sasha leaves the party to host her late night talk show at the campus radio station. But unfortunately, during the broadcast, she's attacked by the killer and her screams are played live on the air. The fraternity party goers assume it is a prank, referencing the massacre, but Natalie fears Sasha is in danger. She rushes to the station and witnesses the killer murder her with an axe. Unfortunately, we don't see how bloodied up she was. Yeah. And Natalie soon finds Paul and Brenda on campus, and Paul is convinced that Wexler is responsible and escorts them away in his car. So, I'm going to just say that this gets more intenser. They stop at the gas station while Paul's inside. Natalie and Brenda find Wexler's mutilated body in the trunk, and they flee through the woods back toward the campus as Paul pursues them. They become separated, and Natalie flags down the university's janitor passing by in his truck. He picks her up, but their car is forced off the road by the killer who pursues them in a separate vehicle. The crash kills the janitor, but Natalie leaves unscathed and flees on foot. And when I get to the ending, you got 5 seconds to stop this. Go to the description box below and advance to the time below in order to avoid ending spoilers if you have not seen this movie. Okay? Thank you for listening. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Well, while passing Stanley Hall, Natalie hears Brenda's screams from inside. In the building, she finds her friend's corpses along with an apparently dead Brenda outstretched on a bed. However, she's in for a rude awakening when Brenda knocks her out unconscious moments later. When Natalie comes to, Brenda reveals herself as the killer, enacting revenge for her fiancé, David Evans. The fatality in the road accident Natalie and Michelle caused? Yeah, Brenda attempts to perform a nephrectomy on Natalie, but it's thwarted when Reese arrives and holds Brenda at gunpoint. But however, she manages to stab Reese with a switchblade and Paul comes upon the scene. Natalie gains control of the gun and shoots Brenda, who falls out the window. Natalie and Paul leave to get help for Reese, and as they drive away, they talk about how this will later be an urban legend and all the facts will be misconstrued. Sorry. I wasn't about to say misconstrued. Sorry. Paul asks, well, if this is an urban legend, where is the twist? Brenda then appears in the backseat and attacks him with an axe. Paul crashes the car on a bridge, causing Brenda to go through the windshield and into the river below. And later, a group of students at a different university have recounted the events of Brenda's killing spree, during which they say that her body was never discovered. Most of them believe the tale with the exception of one young woman who is revealed to be Brenda. She claims that the story was incorrectly told and begins to tell them how the story really goes. That's the end. So, what did I think of this movie? Well, I'm gonna say while it has some missing what have you, I know it kind of rips off Scream a little, well, in some parts and what have you, but I almost feel this has a little bit of some positives. I mean, well, the story's good in some ways. The cast is more hit than miss from my point of view anyway, but you don't have to take my word for it. Jared Leto plays Paul, not too bad. Alicia Witt plays Natalie. Rebecca Gayheart plays Brenda, and Tara Reid plays Sasha. Okay, and then next we have as Parker Michael Rosenbaum, who would later go on to play Lex Luthor on TV's Smallville. Oh yeah, and he'd also voiced Juliet Starling's boyfriend, well, now decapitated severed head of a boyfriend, Nick, in the video game Lollipop Chainsaw. Yeah, you better believe it. Loretta Devine plays Reese. Joshua Jackson, I mentioned, plays Damon. We have John Neville as Dean Adams. Robert Englund as Professor Wexler. We have Danielle Harris as Tosh. And Natasha Gregson Wagner as Michelle. Brad Dourif as Michael McDonald, and Julian Richings as the weird janitor. Yeah, like I said, these characters might not be the best, but I feel it's more hit than miss. I like the performances by some of them. I mean, Alicia Witt definitely was good. I was rather surprised to see that, well, what Rebecca Gayheart's character of Brenda was at the end, so it was really cool to see Robert Englund and Brad Dourif in this. That was really cool. And of course, he would go on to appear in Rob Zombie's Halloween movies as well. So, anyway, the film is kind of underrated, but still it's pretty cool and all. It is on DVD and possibly video still if you can ever find the video set. But anyway, the film got released on Blu-ray almost a decade after it came out in 2008, and over a decade later it got released in a special 2-disc collector's edition from Scream Factory. Now the film would go on to have 2 sequels. One of them was Urban Legends Final Cut, came out a couple years later, and the other was the direct-to-video Urban Legends Bloody Mary, which came out 5 years later. Now, earlier this year, there's plans for a reboot that was announced and is in development. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, even with you-know-what, trying to clear up a bit, but we'll see what happens. But the question is, would I recommend Urban Legend? Well, that depends. Well, it's up to you, but I want to say, sure, go ahead. Give it a try. It's on Tubi, which I just encountered on there. And that's going to be where I'm going to be watching my next flick, which will be The Craft. Now, that's where I'm going to get to my announcement on this, which I'll mention in a second. But anyway, Urban Legend, give it a try. If you don't like it, well, I can't say I didn't try. But now, if you have seen the movie, tell me what you thought about it. Excuse me. What did you think of Urban Legend? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section below. And if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, before I finish this, there is a slight change of plans. Now, you will get a review of The Craft, but unfortunately, it will now be, on here tomorrow on and because I was going to review it on Saturday, but I'm going to be doing a special review on Saturday, so expect the Craft review to come up on tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching my review of Urban Legend. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out these 2 videos. I'm only going to show off 2 videos here. In the upper left-hand corner is my recent review of Idle Hands, which I did the other day. And the other one in the upper right-hand corner is another flick that Jamie Blank's in, and that's the underrated 2001 suspense horror flick known as Valentine, which I did earlier this year. And if you would like to subscribe, go to the bottom right-hand corner and click on my face. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.